Chat, baby. How are you guys doing?
What up, what up, what up?
Beautiful afternoon. Weather looks like the sun is coming out a little bit, but I don't know if it's just me. It is freaking cold in here. But you guys can see we have big man Ed in the building with us again today. Ed, how you doing today, brother?
Feeling good, feeling ready to tackle on the markets.
Hey, Chad, I'm so upset right now, but I'll tell you what happened in a little bit. Getting wicked out and then run into TP.
Hey, pulled the Ed.
But would have been the only reason it's upsetting is like a normal wicked out and everything. We obviously had, I'm not gonna say even a tighter stop. Like normally, what I would have given an extra 2 pips. But we're trying to maximize as much as we could to make it where I wanted it. That obviously I could get the RR I needed and pass this phase 2. And literally, I get wicked and it goes and hits TP. The thing that sucked is because I left my alert on. So I literally saw I got wicked and I'm like, okay, whatever. So now I'm playing my game, and next minute while I'm playing my game,
Bing, bing.
yeah, it pops up the thing, ding, TP hit. And I'm like, oh, you are joking. I go look and literally I like got the bottom of the wick and then this thing went. And as I say, the only reason it's upsetting is because that would have been a phase 2 done and another live account to add.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
But I mean, the account's still there. We obviously just trade again, but I was upset with that one. But Chad, we're going to get into the markets. We do apologize for being a little bit late. We've just had it crazy this side, and the team, I think, is all just exhausted at this point. But we keep pushing, we keep moving. But I'm just going to finish setting a few things up here. I'm going to give over to the big man, Ed, to please open us up with a prayer.
All right, Chad, let us bow our heads in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for blessing us with another day, another opportunity to do your work, to enter these markets, to provide for ourselves, to provide for our families, to learn, to educate ourselves, and to make a living. Please guide us, guide our hands, guide our hearts, guide our minds, so that we can do this in a way that glorifies you, without giving into greed, without giving into temptation, and do this in a way where we can truly provide for ourselves and those who are around us. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Beautiful stuff there, Chad. If you guys are in agreement, you can drop a name in there in the chat, because if there's more than 2, we know he is present and here with us. Internet issues again. I don't know.
I think we're okay.
Everything looks okay on my side. Just let us know there. But Chad, yeah, let's get the ball rolling. Let's get into these charts. So starting us off here, as always, we're going to start off with the fundamentals. So what do we see happening here? Now, obviously, it's been very much PMI day today, but 2:30 we had unemployment claims for the dollar. That did not take out the low, didn't take out the high. Just a little bit lower than forecasted, and I mean 2,000 lower than the previous, so nothing to write home about. 3:45 now in about 15 minutes time, 20 minutes let's say, we have the US PMI coming out, services and manufacturing. At the end of the day, guys, I am really going to say I'm a bit more on the bearish side here, so I think you could see the indices have a little bit of a pop off here, but we'll see what happens there. And then that's pretty much it for the day. Chad, so let's get into the markets and see what is happening here. So with the dollar, I am still bearish. As I said, that PMI can just give it this little push it's been having. But when that news comes out, I think that's going to give that driver to continue bearish to the downside. So we'll just watch there and see what happens. But still pretty much bearish. Very shortly on the 15-minute, if you look here, Asia lows coming to play, Asia highs. The pullback really taking holding it, yeah. And as I say, I think that PMI, if that drives it back into the Asia range, that's you can see the volume drive to the downside. With the indices, very, very much bearish. I spoke to you guys about this. But we traded on down. NASDAQ at the monthly R1. Remember I said to you guys, thing for me over here, very main thing is that previous daily low. So we said to you guys, if we were going to come and trade here, previous daily low was always going to be our target. We wanted to see it break, have the fake out, which yeah, it then tested that monthly R1 perfectly. And then once you had your break back above the previous daily high to show your fake out, this is your entry to buy. And obviously ran all the way. Your first target would be in Asia lows, and then Asia highs to mark it off and then see if that can extend. But ran very, very nicely there with NASDAQ, so the buy did come in there. But I am still, as I say, a little bit more bearish, so we could even still get that possible PMI number if that does come out bearish. Can push it and we can get that run all the way back to the key level and possibly even the EQ, and then I'm going to see it pull back. We had a massive day yesterday, so I'm not expecting really a training day, more a bit of a range day on the markets today. US 30, same thing over here. We are very much bearish now. As you see, previous day low coming into play, and then yearly. So the yearly is where I want to monitor stuff. You can raise it on the 4 hour. We traded bearish, had a bit of a bounce, and we want to see that move come in there. Massive wick fall to the downside, broke previous daily lows, go for the previous weekly low, failing there, and now coming back very, very aggressively. So if this can hold over here, maybe pull some move here, previous daily low, we can do the same thing. Asia lows, we'll take that same play up to Asia highs, similar to NASDAQ. So we'll keep a look there. But if this does fail, NASDAQ could be the one leading today. And then if NASDAQ fails, we can see the idea that this traded back in the previous daily low, fail on here, and then we're going to see with that news release afterwards, it come bearish again back down. So we'll monitor that. Then with gold, guys, I said to you, I was looking for the buys today. Obviously, the sells were there. I said not that they weren't, but that was never the plan to get in on sells. We wanted the buys. So what happened? Now we waited. Obviously, there was that R&D trade. Now you can see we took that, and things didn't go to plan over there.
All right, Chad. I'm just glad for once it wasn't me who caught a sneaky little wick out before things hit take profit there. Hopefully now my good name in the office is going to be what's the word I'm looking for? Redeemed. Oh, that was funny. Like I don't often take joy in my brethren's downfalls, but that one made me giggle a little bit. Because yeah, that has been like, I haven't been taking too many stop losses, but like a wicked out of break even has been the trend for the last 3 weeks in my trading.
All right, Chad, so coming back to it over here now. So trading to this level, and as we said, this was the idea. So the first time that R&D, as I said, that was the very aggressive one, but we wanted to see if that basically was going to come into play over there. And yet it went all the way back down, pulled a little, I think, less than 10 pips up, and then dropped off again. The move for us was this over here. Now let me show you guys quickly. So when we're going to start looking here on the 5, you guys are going to see this level. Now very, very interestingly, simple stuff here, guys. We trade into this level, so we can see this was obviously a level we found previous daily high, so we want to see volume. The reason we drew this here was purely on the 1 minute. Closed bearish, came back in, so this was now being that fake out that we were looking for. Traded in here, went a little bit more bullish, and then had the reset. So the reason we did this was kind of being a bit more aggressive. We traded in here, so first thing, if we were going to reject, we needed to reject with volume. We opened up over here, we had a little wick, turned around, and this thing started trading. So the minute we traded in here, guys, I took the buys. Now very aggressively, that was the plan. We were about to taking the buys. Now again, keep in mind, I normally would run a 50 pip or so. I think I ran it at like 45. But what happened was, as I said, this could have even been a little bit higher. Because the reason I was at 45 was I said, hey, again, if volume comes though, this is technically, if you had to draw a line here, your low, your high, higher low, and you starting to build your structure to the top side. So very, very tight stops. The reason we did that was we were going to run to a 33 over 6 here. It was basically 2.5 or something like that, 2.5, 2.4. I remember just the 33.06. That was basically the first level we needed, and after that, this thing was basically, because it was just be short of the weekly on one, so it made it very nice. Did this trade not then go? It ran, came back in, closed here. This trade actually first did go bullish again, then it quickly dumped down. I don't know what, maybe something happened, but quick dump to the downside. Literally wicked me by a ball here. And I just even closed the chart. I was like, okay, well, there's the trade. I'm not trading now. And then I turn around. That's when the alert went off, and this thing has just been running bullish since. So it's very, very just unlucky there with that one. But we're gonna see what happens, what we can get in on for the rest of the time. But Chad, that is pretty much everything from me. I'm gonna hand over to Ed to quickly do his breakdown for you guys. And also on that note, Chad, that is that markets open round 8. Ding, 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 ding. Fight.
Let's go. Okay, Chad, just a quick little run through of today. So I am expecting a little bit of a bullish pump with US 30. Even if it's just to take out Asia highs, maybe a little reverse grubber all the way up to the daily PIV. If the PMIs do come out a little bit harder than anticipated, maybe even to the EQ, maybe that monthly PIV, before then continuing, wow. Continuing their little bearish run. The reason why I do think the bearish run is going to continue is because we still have this open gap here at this yearly pivot down to the level of 41,270, give or take. And we've almost started to close that reverse through it. So I do think if we do end up in another bearish push, we are definitely going to close that gap. So I am expecting the bullish run to continue. I'm just anticipating a little bit more of a bullish pullback. First, either just to Asia highs before we pump down, or daily PIV maybe a little bit higher before we pump down. So that's what I'm anticipating from US 30. On the NASDAQ, I am anticipating something very similar. We have bounced off the weekly pivot and a monthly support level. So bounced off that perfectly for this little bullish pump here. I would expect a little bit more of a pullback. The reverse grubber to the daily pivot EQ looking really good here. And then we could use a little grubber kick to anticipate a bearish run after that. I think NAS also has a little bit of a gap somewhere at the bottom there that we could anticipate it filling. And then on gold, I am overall bullish on gold. I was telling Keegs, I actually took the same buy as he took, but with a much wider stop because I'm swinging this for the fences. So in on, I think, 3 positions in total. Took my first position there at 31.85, and then took some re-entries during this pullback here. So I'm swinging this to 3,500 is my plan. And then if that cashes out, then this is going to be a lovely little payout coming my way. So with this, I do anticipate we could still see a little bit more of a bearish run on gold to this yearly support level, maybe even down to the EQ, maybe down to this monthly pivot before continuing our little bullish run. We could still pull back as far as 32.49 and still be very bullish still. So I have a couple buy limits set at these levels. Gold right now a little bit more neutral for me on the daily, but I'm overall bullish on the weekly. So we're going to trade direction on that one. I'm not too bothered with entry, trying out a little swing trading for a change on gold, and we're going to see how that plays out. So that's my plan. That's what I'm doing. Don't copy me. You will lose money. It's basically guaranteed. They don't call me BE for nothing.
Beautiful stuff, Chad. All right, we're going to see what's going to happen here. Not going to try and force anything right here off the rip. If we see it basically just ranging again, just go with the flow. Obviously, the idea that we do still have, what's his name? The PMI coming out in a few minutes. So literally less than 10 minutes. So again, we've been waiting for quite a while. We don't need to force something for 10 minutes of range. Let's call it that. So we'll see what's going to come out, what we can do then. Let's see.
Gareth, I couldn't finish it. The amount of secondhand cringe I got watching that whole escapade, I couldn't finish it.
I'm sorry, guys. That man got...
I couldn't finish it.
He got brutalized in that office. The best for me, bro, was when he started off so strong. Like, hey, guys, there is no genocide going on in South Africa. I don't know what you're talking about. And then Trump pulled him up with the dim the lights. Oh, I got receipts.
I feel like...
And then she all sat there with like...
where
is this? I've never seen this.
As soon as he heard Malema's voice, you could see the color fade from his face.
Oh, bro, that was the funniest thing.
But my whole thing is...
And then the best for me was also when he opened up and he was still like, yeah, if that was the thing, this bit my Minister of Agriculture wouldn't be here. These people would not be here. And then later, just after they're done with everything, when Trump still lost his shit at that reporter, then Trump's just like, they go to Rupert. Does Rupert not throw Cyril under the bus? And even then still, yeah, he won't tell you, but I live in the Western Province, and we've got the highest kill rate there.
My whole thing, my whole thing is, you knew where you were going.
Yeah.
You knew who you're going to talk to. You knew what impression he has. Surely you could have, even if it's bullshit, couldn't you prepare something?
Bro, you know, also the best part for me is after everything,
Yo.
then Cyril pulls up with the, yeah, but you see, it's because we don't have money to also buy you a jet. And Donald's still like, well, I would have liked the jet. It would have been greatly appreciated.
No, man. That was an unprepared oral if I ever saw one.
Bro,
My gosh.
They got
That was-
brutalized.
As soon as they arrived. Brutalized as soon as they arrived.
The amount of videos and memes and yeah.
I genuinely, I couldn't finish it. I genuinely couldn't. I was cringing way too hard.
But the amount of memes, and I love it, bro, because that's, for us, for example, that's always Cyril. Cyril, I swear, is our president because of memes. And it's like, especially the one where he looks at it and you're still looking at the TV. He pulls his chair up and he's...
And like he's watching it, but he doesn't want to watch it. But he doesn't want to because he knows. Oh, no, that was cringe.
I laugh,
Yo, that
bro,
was
the amount
cringe.
of memes, and then it's like, yeah, when your boss pulls up your work from 3 months ago and you're going, where is this? I don't know this.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Bro, I love it.
Oh, it was bad. Oh, it was bad.
Damn.
Oh, it was bad. Oh, Chad, no, that was.
And why were there 2 senior golfers in the office earlier? Bro, that was the same thing. I also don't know what Ernie was doing there. That was the most random thing.
That was the most rock and roll situation.
You get
I've ever
invited to the
seen.
Lions Den and you still go. Bro, like that was also the thing for me. Like, the last time you guys spoke was Cyril on national TV telling Donald Trump to stay out of our business in South Africa.
Actually, yeah.
That is the
Yeah,
last
that's
time
the last,
you spoke.
Ooh, actually.
And then you go to the Lions Den and go into the Oval Office. What do you think was going to happen?
It's the level of unpreparedness that got me. I was so even if all your answers are bullshit, I was ready for like well executed bullshit.
Sure.
He had nothing.
No.
He had no comeback.
They...
Oh no, man, that was disappointing. That was disappointing.
The worst thing is those crosses are close to his house in Pretoria.
I'm just saying, if Malema was there, he would have at least come up with some grade A bullshit.
Yeah.
He would have had he would make you believe that wasn't him on camera saying those words. He would have come up with something.
Chad,
No,
it
man.
was- I'm gonna put light on it now, Chad. And you know what my thing is? I agree with what Donald said though, and he says you're never gonna fix an issue if it keeps getting swept under the carpet. And you hide it, you deny it, it's never going to get fixed. He says it's out there now. The whole world's seen it now. You have no choice then to fix it now. Because, Chad, at the end of the day, please, I don't want to have these talks because, especially in South Africa, these things always become racial. But what's happening now, if you go back to apartheid, what happened? We got cut off from the rest of the world. Now the world knows what's going on here. You're going to get cut off from the world again. And in a time where South Africa is doing such amazing things, we have our Springboks performing, you have Drickers performing, we have Simbini performing on an athletics stage, we have Reino just winning the world's strongest man. This is not the time you want to be having us South Africa have to get cut and excluded from everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chad, that was hilarious.
Yeah, Chad, so I don't think we're going to dive too much. I don't want to make a political thing here on the stream. That's always going to be a touchy topic if you go that way. But, you know, there's a point of us as South Africans, I think we deal with things by laughing through it. And yes, it's funny, but at the end of the day, as a country, it is actually very shameful to watch what happened there. Because I think I think it was Mo talking about it, and whether he was saying you always watch the US politics and you're like, you know, what are these oaks doing? And it's always fun and games. And then now when we were in it and we were getting torn to pieces, it's a case of I don't like this anymore. I don't like this.
I normally enjoy these Donald Trump speeches. This one I couldn't stomach.
Yeah.
This one I couldn't quite stomach.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think we will see a little bit of change from it. Otherwise, I think there is going to be, I want to say, consequences. And not from our country, from other countries. But yeah, we're going to have to see. And that reporter diverting conversation to the guitar player and Trump not impressed. Yeah, but that's what he said. I think that was people just trying to I think, change the topic there very quickly.
No, but it was, yeah, that's my whole thing. It was still poorly done, man.
Bro, did you see? Okay, Chad. Funny though is, again, we have all the guys doing this, and the funny thing for me is a lot of people are saying is, again, why this is it so funny is people are going to the point and they're saying it shows you South Africa wasn't prepared for that meeting
At all.
The person who asked that question is in the Oval Office. So you could have asked, I want a question of things that are going to be asked to me. I want a preparation sheet. I want whatever.
Yeah.
Because that was
Yeah.
not a random reporter. That
Yeah.
was someone in office.
You,
And it was almost a thing of, they said Trump played the ultimate Uno reverse card. Because Cyril bit. He had him like a dog. He had him ask a question and Cyril went for it. Exactly like he wanted, where Cyril's like, I'll answer this. I've got it. And you almost could see the smirk on Trump's face, like,
it's like
tell me about this.
That's
Tell me.
what I wanted. There we go.
And what did Cyril do? He denies what's happening in South Africa. And then you literally played into Trump's hand to be like,
I literally could have seen a high school debate team do a better job than those guys did.
yeah,
It was just poorly defended.
But
Poorly
again, it goes into the point of thing you mentioned it now. But why? You also go into the Oval Office. Why is there golfers with you? Why is Rupert there? Where's your freaking cabinet?
It was just the wrong move, man. It was
Because, like,
100% the wrong move.
Because, like, you pull Rupert, and then what was Trump's first thing? He says, okay, well, let's get on the call with Elon now. Elon's from South Africa. And you guys will stop installing from going there. And then it's a case of, no, we want Starlink. We need it in South Africa, but he's not. You really don't think Elon's not going to have receipts?
My whole thing goes back to, you knew where you were going, man. You knew exactly, like, surely you have someone who's telling you, listen, worst case scenario, they're going to drill us on this, drill us on that, drill us on this, drill us on that. Here are the answers you come prepared with. Here's how you divert the scenario. Like, honestly, we're South Africans. We're experts at bullshit. Why were you not prepared for this?
Yeah, it was tough, guys.
No, man, that was embarrassing. Like, on the one hand, I want our government to be held accountable. I want to see them do better. I want change to, like, happen. At the same time, though, for them to be that ill prepared for something that was so easy to prepare for, does not instill confidence in me.
Kajita, the thing is, you answering that question, you can ask the same thing. So why is Rupert still here? Why are those people still here? Firstly, they live a whole different lifestyle. You have to understand, these are guys who then live in estates. They've got security. They've got all of this. Like, they live a completely different lifestyle to the people that are at threat. But again, guys, we're not going to get into this, because I know if you go down this road, this is where things get messy. All right, let's see you guys. 3:45. What did the news come out as?
Yeah, what are we looking at?
52.3. So manufacturing and services
Hey,
up. Interesting. All right.
Okay.
So dollar should be getting some strength there. It is making a little bit of a push here. US 30.
You're still my screen. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the US 30 and NASDAQ not moving, guys. The thing is, again, as I said, I'm not saying it was going to be a big day. We're saying it's most likely going to be a range day. This could have just given us that potential push to, as you said, get a move and then come back into our range type of thing, you know what I'm saying? So don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but yeah, we'll just have to see what happens down the charts. But yeah, very positive there on the manufacturing and services PMI for the dollar.
Let's see how that goes. I believe after this we have a very quiet forecast for the rest of the news. I don't think there's anything major next week, eh? Let's have a look. See here.
Yeah, but keep in mind, guys, for example, a big point that Rupert mentioned that a lot of people, I think, somehow missed and don't even pay attention is that Rupert was working in New York in the 70s, the same time as Donald. So they most probably do know each other.
Now, news is fairly quiet for the rest of the month. Nothing too major. FOMC meeting minutes sometime next week. That seems about it.
Yeah, the thing is, like that is a great thing, and it would be, but that's also the question. If they know what's happening, why will they invest? That's the whole reason of what these meetings are. That's the whole thing is, like people, for example, with the UAE and everything with America, is people are looking at the jet. But as you said, they're ignoring the fact they invested trillions into America as well. So people, yeah, they forget the other side. It's because, yes, you're doing a deal. There can be presents and there can be gifts and there can be whatever. But you invest in a partnership, a long-term partnership. If there's nothing you want to invest into, why are you going to invest in there? Same time, if you think of how many of our South African, or let's say international, let's even just say fast food franchises, how many of them have survived? Like the really big international, let's say American ones. I think the only one that's done very well for itself here that I can think of off the top of my head is Starbucks. And even that Starbucks keeps its numbers very limited. So it's almost like when people travel to places that have Starbucks, they'll always have it. Same as Krispy Kreme, those type of things. But there's not a lot if you think about it. Bring in Starlink. And the thing is, a lot of guys want Starlink. Yeah, they really do. Yeah, they do, and Ernie plays golf with Donald, hence the setup. Okay, I didn't know that. Didn't know that. Unfortunately, our onions kill businesses that come from the US. Yeah, guys, I think that's the biggest thing, and I think for people that don't really pay attention to the economy and the businesses and things like that, they don't actually see exactly what's happening there. But yeah, it's all fair and well saying you want them to come here, but if it's not looking appealing to them, they're not going to come here. Let's see. Yo, Gold, if you go back to that zone again, we are not going to be friends.
What's gold doing?
It's going down as well.
Okay.
US study going down. NASDAQ still going bullish.
You can come down, baby gold. Give me another entry. Come down, that's fine.
Yeah, man, that's what I say. Okay, guys, seriously, I think let's leave the topic there because, again, this gets messy.
Ooh, US 30 starting to dump just a little bit. Chad, I am predicting another APA day. It's up and it's down and it's up and it's down and it's up and it's down and it's up and it's down. Because to be fair, besides the bearish dump and then bullish run that we had around the 1:30 mark, price has gone freaking nowhere. On US 30 and on NAS. Like we're still stuck in the Asian range. And then you'll see, come 5 o'clock, come 7 o'clock, sneaky puff at her.
Yeah, Chad, at this rate, we just need to make streams like 6 o'clock at night.
Actually.
I was actually saying, hey, we always complain about it, but I was saying to Kate the other day, bro, I miss daylight saving now. Yes, you finish later, but we were genuinely getting much better moves.
Yeah, to be fair. To be fair. Because like I was in cells on US 30 yesterday, I think from...
Key Starbucks is Josh, the owner of Daytona. His strategy is a little, if he owns Burger King too, you need to invest 25 bar, which is 5 outlets, is why someone of the franchises he brings don't get off well. Near T, there is also standards. So for example, I'm not going to name names, there were 2 people, they wanted to invest a Krispy Kreme and a Starbucks in PE. Firstly, there's the franchise rights, so you don't get to do that. Obviously you have to pay a certain amount to them. If they don't see it fit to come in here, they don't come in here. Krispy Kreme, they work off the bakery. So for example, they have certain standards of a bakery that creates their donuts. Their donuts aren't actually cooked on site. So when you have to create the donuts, for example, PE, there's no bakery that they say meets their standards to do it as an outlet. So because there's no one here, you can't open up a Krispy Kreme here. And that's what people don't understand. We've looked into these things, my brother.
I've actually always wondered why there's no Krispy Kreme.
No Krispy Kreme, and there won't be a Starbucks either in PE.
Ah, is that how that works? But now, could someone open up a bakery that meets those criteria and
that
then
you could
apply?
do, but you have to apply. So if we get that standard of we have to have a bakery that can do it and then meet the standards and get approval from Krispy Kreme, then you can open up the Krispy Kreme.
Okay. But then I suppose the bakery would have to be its own standalone business and have its own feasibility outside the Krispy Kreme deal. Yeah,
because the thing is, you're also going to have to see, they have to be able to almost promise a certain amount of numbers, because you have to understand that bakery either needs to be full on a machine or it becomes a bakery that's purely dedicated just to the Krispy Kreme, because that Krispy Kreme, as I said, is not made on site. So if they have to phone you and say, listen, at lunchtime we are burning through stock here, we need more stock, you didn't have that stock to them within a few hours.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's a very different strategy and outlook towards it. But Starlink will take jobs from everyone working at local telecommunication companies. Starlink refuses to abide by communication laws. India requested exactly the same South Africa. They got it. Hectic. But also NeoT, in answering your thing, as I said, so for example, the Starbucks, Krispy Kreme, those things, I do have research into those. The Burger King, though, I won't lie, I don't know much about that. I don't know how those work. If you wanted to open one of those, I've been battling with the late night shifts. Speak with Josh. Okay, no. We'll have a chat with him, brother. Local telecoms don't always work that well in rural areas. Lack of access to information is also something to drive up probably. Keys when you get a payout, build a bakery. Elon is abiding by law of doing business in SA. Many companies from USA already did, so he either obeys or no business. So PE has opportunity then. It does have opportunity if someone wants to open up the bakery.
Yeah, listen, PE...
As I say, the Starbucks is a whole different ballgame, but the bakery, I think you'd have an easier shot of getting a Krispy Kreme, yeah.
PE is a hard place to sell new things, eh?
Yeah.
I don't know what's up to people here.
They work with excessive high standards, and there's a lot of costs involved. I looked into it, so you could rather open up something of your own and make better. Yeah, that's Jared. So, for example, like the PE people here would know that is why you would have someone like Crave Burger who starts their donuts. You're doing a very, very similar thing, but it's your thing. And because the thing is, when you do a business, and a business of that scale, for example, people don't need to assume. It's weird. It's like you don't have to be like, oh, it's a PE branch. It's different chefs. It's different people. It's different management. You just go, hey, it's the brand. It's amazing food. It's amazing this. Where that's the thing. Like if you had to open up a Krispy Kreme at Starbucks, you know there's already a certain client base you've actually almost bought yourself into, because people are already going to come to you just because of that. Where like let's say a Crave Burger. When they started donuts, you're still going to be like, okay, they do burgers, but I mean, can they do donuts? And then you got to first wiggle people and convince people that you are good at it. It does taste good.
It becomes a whole thing. It becomes a whole thing.
So that is like Jared's saying, it is a way to go, but obviously, again, that's I think just the business way. That's just called what entrepreneurship is. These are the things people don't think about. Excellent, because local communication companies are cuck. In case you chat, don't let us rant, join the conversation. You know, Chad, keep in mind also, guys, we all have different insights. I mean, for example, the guy's talking about Josh here. For example, the guy's talking to me about the whole Starlink communications things. I wasn't even actually aware of that. So again, there's things we obviously all add into the conversation and we just chat. Obviously, I think we don't want to chat about the political side. As I said, that just gets messy. But in general, we can always just talk about these topics. Who remembers Wackerberry short-lived, bro? So a friend of ours actually owned the Wackerberry. They owned the one that was at Boardwalk, and then they owned the one in Bay West.
Oh, what's your surname now?
It was Tracy.
Give me the surname.
Tracy
Walsh?
Yes.
Yes. The Walshes.
And then they moved, obviously, ones that all closed now.
Now they got another thing now. It's yellow. What's it called?
I don't know, I haven't spoken to them in years, bro.
It's yellow and black signage. I forget what it's called now. It's another little froyo ice cream place.
Yeah, well, that was still, that had that one. Literally, especially Bay West. Wackerberry closed down and then they reopened it, but as that one, where it was the frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, that also closed down. And then, yeah. I haven't seen them in a long time. They're family, friends, more with my mom's side. Obviously, I don't go to Browns and that with them as often, so I don't see them. But bakery is hectic. My wife is a full-time baker, but there's too many bakers here in Cape Town, and they undercut hectic because they do it part-time. So PE doesn't have a big bakery for great treats. Maybe it's time to make a move. Jared, funny enough, there is actually a very big bakery in PE, but they don't really... They do supply to the public, but very little. They actually supply just a lot to the industrial side. So I think anyone that's been in PE for a while will obviously know the Grootendorf's Bakery. They've been around for years and they are very, very good. But as I say, they're more supply to the companies. They obviously do sell a little bit to the commercial side, but mostly to the companies. Do you guys think South Africa sucks up to the US? I don't want to say suck up, no. I think anyone's going to play nice when you're not in your country. It's the same thing as like when you over the phone. Everyone's got big balls when it's over a phone. When you're in person, then it's two different scenarios.
But also, I feel like our whole stance to the US is we would rather not make any of the enemy of them if we don't have to.
Yeah.
There's no advantage to Donald Trump not liking you for no reason.
Alright, so Naz, as I said, is the one leading today. Naz going bullish. USD slowly following along.
There we go. Sneaky puff at that. But like, what price action do I take this off of?
And there goes gold. Ooh. I'm 2000 on the 5 minute, giving the gold sell.
Hey, am I gonna hedge against myself here? I might just actually.
Man's gonna be like, hey, let me invest a little bit.
We are. But I'm investing in gold, folks. I am investing in gold.
It's like a little bit, won't it?
Every time it pulls back, I enter another position. Gold will hit all-time highs soon.
It's like that. A little bit never hurts anybody.
Yo, and then you'll be like, Ed doesn't know how to trade. He's just buying. Is that 86? What the fuck? I'm taking a page out of Bonang's trading book. The mathematics. 1 + 1 = TP.
Hey, there we go. We can't make an enemy of them. They own a portion of us. He's enjoying himself with that investment.
Ed is in good spirits. Ed is enjoying.
You can imagine it's based in southern suburbs but deliver everywhere. Oof. Iron 2000 might have been right here today.
Oh, that was quick. Shucks. Okay.
3262 level.
Didn't even have a chance to react.
Yeah, for me, as I said to you guys, first this yearly and then obviously monthly is very, very far down below us. So daily S1, we know if daily S1 holds, Chad, you're going to daily S2. So that would be 3269 basically. This is a sign that in South Africa we need to be fully independent. Our president can't be shaken in front of Trump like. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna comment. Chad, you guys want me to choose violence today?
Do it.
And I'm not.
Be violent.
I am not on camera. I don't mind US 30. Hey, my brother, you missed it. The bars were like 10 minutes ago. We caught the bars, yeah, check yeah, on the break of structure. We all took the bars, yeah, it held. Then we took it, bang. Chad's already eating. Forgot the question mark. No, my brother, none of us got in on it. We're still waiting to see, obviously, after the market open, especially what happened with the news. But as I said, Chad, we are expecting a bit of a range day today after the massive move we had yesterday. Still had to shout in the White House from the river to the sea. Best time will be. Chad is eating my keys. Got a BE. Yeah, I got a freaking. I didn't even get the BE. I took a loss. Nas is stronger, so I bought the stronger one. US to the ass. See what happens at Asia Eyes.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting to see. Is what I'm waiting for. Although when we rejected, what's this thing? Asia Low and the weekly S1, in hindsight, that would have been a...
So here's
that would
my
have been
thing.
a good one.
Richberry, I say you always have to have a TP. But that TP could be Muringon. Like, let's say, for example, if you're a swing trader, even a swing trader has a TP. So, if there is, because you always have to still have a target, because if you're going to keep moving the field goal, you're never going to be satisfied. So, we can go with that. Now, so you are also saying correct into no stop loss. There's two ways about that. You can trade no stop loss, but then have a monetary value you're not prepared to lose. So let's just say if you, obviously I think with a personal account, there's a difference to that if you are trading funded. Even then again, I'd say it depends. Are you gonna, there's routes to go about it. Do you scalp in? So do you want to cut your trade shorter? Because if you want to, let's say, invalidate your trade a lot quicker to then have a possibility of a re-entry and going at it again later. Or if you have one entry, for example, in the day, you stick to it, you have your play on it, and you maximize it. So, for example, you trade with a stop loss or without a stop loss, but in, let's say, the example of a funded account, then you just close the trade before you breach on daily drawdown. But no, I personally always do use a stop, even if it means it's a bigger stop, but always use a stop, because there has to be a point where you call it quits, because at the end of the day, that's that whole thing of then you're going to start sitting with hopium. It's going to turn around, and it doesn't, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. There's obviously a very famous quote, and it talks about, when you climb onto the train, at every train stop that you miss, the ride you have to catch back gets more and more expensive.
Hey, that's bars.
Actually doesn't use a TP, but I would rather take advice from Keys. I want those big trades, but nothing inspired me. Need the nuts to do it though. Lol. I mean, stop loss, bro, not TP. Yeah, but I answered you on both of them, my brother. We just gave you a double whammy.
Yeah, same.
Even though he doesn't have a bugatti. Come on, US City. Okay, Nas absolutely running again.
Nas flying. There's Iron 2K buy on Nas.
Oh, I saw that little bad boy.
On the 5 minutes. If anyone wants to catch that, I back it. I'm
gonna wait for a 5 closure here, guys, on US City. Two things. If I take it, don't run now. Please do not run. Reason being is purely because I want to see on the one quickly. Was there any
significant pullbacks?
No. Chad, if this even closes here, I will take a shot at it. And again, reason I'm doing that, I'll tell you guys now, is I was going to wait for the 5, but even on the 1, there hasn't been any, so I'm happy with that. It's the first time we are trading above the Asia highs, so we want to see volume come in. If we don't get the volume, very good chance the trade is just going to turn around.
1 sec.
Alright. Okay, Chad, so I'm going to execute here. I am going to use a little bit of a smaller stop. Wait, let me get the round account open. Alright. Okay, Chad, very, very simple stuff here. I'm opening here. This is going to be a very, very tight stop. We're going to run a 30 here. Now, the reason I want to run a 30 on this is, as I said, very, very aggressive. It's the first time we're trading above Asia highs, so we either want to see volume. If this comes back in, the trade can go against us. So, very, very tight stop. What I'm doing, though, is I say keeping that there, because I can always go look for a re-entry later on. And because it's very tight, lower risk. And with a lower risk, you can obviously maximize on your RR. So, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, if this trades back into the Asia range, then, as I say, going back into a range day. But we'll just see what happens there. Nice tight stop. So very, very quick scalp. That's all we need. And if it goes against us, then hey, you took the shot at it. Let's see where that 1-to-1 is there. Okay, Chad, quite aggressive, yeah. I am going to move the stops just to under those lows over there. So under those lows. Reason being is, as I said, because this now was the 5-minute closure. So you want to see it run. If it goes back in, takes out those lows, because that was your test, I'm happy to cut it there. So literally already down now to a 22 pip stop. and we'll just see what happens there. So just be very, very aggressive management on this trade. Even if it runs, if it takes me out and then runs, I'm fine with that. Because again, that's not giving me the play that I was looking for anyway. So let's see. What the hell was that noise? Alright, chat, there we go. That's a hit there. So 22 there on US 30. Very, very tight stop. Now again, this is going to come back to the idea. So when we look here on the 5, let's show you guys management. So the whole idea we did this is because on the 5 we jump in the idea of waiting, break above, no retest. So all that's happened is this eliminated that as much as we can, because they technically on the 1 was our retest, went back above, we got our 5 closure. So then you want to see volume start to drive. Volume, if it came back in, good chance it's going to turn around. So yeah, very, very easy way to mitigate, cut that trade, very nice short and quickly, and then see what happens, because this now can definitely reverse. There we go. So yeah, Chad, just a quick lesson there in trade management. Trade management.
So we're reacting poorly at Asia highs there. We do have that 200 EMA and the 5 as dynamic support, however. So let's see what happens there. Yeah, Chad. I don't know. Me not liking anything right now. I feel like I'm gonna remortgage my house and just full port on these gold bars.
Hey. It's not the worst idea.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this will work out. This will work out.
It's not the worst idea.
Just with every significant pullback, deposit more, add a position. Deposit more, add a position. It's gold. All-time highs have never not been hit on gold.
Hey.
What broker is this on, actually? I don't even know. Will this broker screw me over eventually, right?
So I was playing a risky game, yeah.
I know it's fine. They will keep me open. Even if I hold this thing till January, they'll keep me going.
Hey, TG Bonang was here this morning, my brother.
Yeah, where were you?
He was here this morning.
I think he took a stop though. He was buying US 30.
Yeah, he took a stop today.
Oh, he recovered immediately afterwards though.
Yeah, last 2 days he took a big hit. He was giving back.
You know what I say? You lose when you want. Sometimes you lose just to stay humble, and then you come back. That's like his trading style is very aggressive. I don't know if I could stomach it. Freaking works like magic for him though.
Yeah.
Do you just call me Unc B? Just like it.
You're getting old, bro.
Just like it. Oh, I don't know which word I took more offense to.
Oh, Unc.
Yeah, Oaks. I'm getting old.
Unc over here.
Like I want to dispute it, but the way my back feels, I might just accept it.
Oh man couldn't even argue, bro.
My back is choked, Chad. Hey, printing a sell on the 15 there.
What's that on?
On gold.
Hey, alright.
I2K printing a sell. There it is, formalized.
It's still in you, bro.
I'm not gonna hedge against myself.
So it's still in you.
But I will.
Me.
I will enter more buys as we pull back.
That's me there. I took my 2% on that gold sales. Be blessed, everyone. See you guys tomorrow.
Well done,
there we go,
Ruben.
brother. Have a good one. Keegs, don't forget, Keegs. Hey.
I'd rather be Unc than Oom.
When you are called uncle, you know you get into the next stage of life.
Yeah, Unc.
Deposit more in gold till it drops to 30.45. Sure.
Yes, you want that much of a pullback? Sure.
The guys are aggressive there, bro.
I don't want that much of a pullback, but actually, let's see.
Sure.
I mean, it could. It honestly could.
I mean, we're talking like a $250 move here.
It honestly could. If you look at the daily,
It's not aggressive at all.
it could get down there and still technically be bullish.
It's like not aggressive at all.
But I'd be really backing myself hard there. It could though. It could.
Market's not doing much. Basically been the norm for the last month.
APA, Chad. APA. What's today? 22nd. When's payday? When's Volt Funder paying my butt? So I'm gonna put that whole salary in this account. Full send it.
Oh my god. Sure. Hey, it's Mr. Wagwan, Kyle James LLC in the building. How you doing, my brother? Kyle, are you going to FMIS, brother? Easy, bro, on the graft as always. Bro, that's where this thing, head down and hustle. I take the gold sell, but I don't have any liquidity in my account for that stop loss. I won't be there this year, broski. Are you heading? Yeah, myself and Chris will be there.
Sub 51.
Gold, are we doing this buy thing again?
51. It needs to be at 50. I'm busy setting these what's the thing? These
Alright. Chad,
limits.
I'm waiting for one thing, yeah. I might take another position, yeah. I just want to see this thing make a little bit more of a bottom wick. If we can get that, we'll go for the buy, yeah.
Oh shit, Chad.
Don't go without us.
It's getting real.
I'm gonna take a step. Hey, Brian, we're having the same idea. It's next week, yeah, Thursday, Friday.
Thursday, Friday.
left without me too. Hey, bro. These markets lately.
These markets are not playing fair.
Alright, Chad, I'm going to do the same thing I did previously. And hopefully this time we don't get showered. We just want to see what happens here. So we need to just wait for this 5 closure and then we'll take a stab at it.
Let's go. Let's go. A little shiv and a twist. Which executing on gold, eh?
Yeah. Gold shorts.
Gold shorts off that support level.
No, yeah, but no, I'm joking. Gold longs.
Oh.
I just want to see. But it has to first show me that volume there, though. No volume, no trade.
It looks like it's rejecting off that.
Yeah, then no trade for me if it does that.
You're gonna go against the Iron 2K on the 15. That's brave. Said the guy currently in longs. But I have all the liquidity in the world, Chad. Your boy's an investor.
Man's investing now.
They might as well send me some bricks. See what I did there?
Done today. Take care, everyone. Najim Wild. Not gonna lie, in the UK, that's why you want to take a stab at it. Hey. Well, I don't with him, brother. I didn't let Bitcoin close. I'm gonna wait for 6 breaks above, and I'll catch the pullback. Yeah, we still waiting, guys. 5-minute closure, depending what this 5 does. We'll decide if we have a trade or not. Chad, just keep safe. Don't be a degen.
What's wrong with being a degen?
Which indicator is this? It is the one that does some ironing. That's Iron 2K.
The I2K?
Iron 2K. Where's Chris Bumstead? Sleeping, my brother.
Chris Bumstead.
He's taking a nap.
Yeah, Chad, pray for me. My back feels like rubbish.
Bro, I was just thinking about the other day. Are you still gymming?
Yo. All I know
Because
is
I saw the thing. I'm like, you benching. I was like, is this man still gymming right now?
all I know is pain, and all I will know is pain for the next several weeks. I'm literally on painkillers so I can keep training.
Nah, bro. When I did my back, I just like I couldn't walk. Chad, like I promise you, anyone that's had like a proper back injury, you can ask Kate, guys. Like when it happened in the gym, I literally was paralyzed. Like I was on the floor,
Like
I
you can't-
dropped, I dropped, and it was almost like I can't move my legs. I
Yeah.
can't do anything. Any type of movement, it just feels like I was being stabbed in my back. It was insane. I laid there for like 20 minutes. The guys, Donovan and them still came to me at that time, and they're like, "Bro, you okay?" And I'm like, "I can't feel my legs." I just laid there. That's where they still tried to roll me over, and that's just like, do not roll me over. I'm gonna blixen someone. Like I'm in so much pain. I literally laid flat for like 15 minutes, and then eventually I had enough pain just to push me over that I could lay on my back.
Yeah.
And I literally took my bag, made a pillow, and I laid there at the squat rack for like 25 minutes. And then eventually I got up and I went home and I just got into bed and that was it.
When you blow a disc, that is a different kind of pain,
Bro.
right? That is a different kind of pain.
I've literally broken everything in my body. My back, there was nothing
when you blow
like
a disc,
that is
that is
nothing like that.
Till date, because I've blown mine twice. The worst pain I've ever been in my life.
Bro, it's not funny. I do not wish it on anyone.
It's all consuming. Like all you can think about is, holy crap, my back is sore.
Bro, it is, and it's the same as like your ribs. For anyone that's ever hurt their ribs,
Oh, that
like
must
you
suck.
can't even cough. You can't do anything. It's
Now this one, I'm pinching a nerve around the muscle, so it's gak sore, but I can still work through it.
So Alicia, I got it in the gym. So it wasn't. How do you say? It wasn't caused from the gym, but it happened in gym. So Basically, my L7 and my L9 discs were basically disintegrating because they were rubbing against each other.
Fun.
And eventually when they got sharp enough, so the first, when I thought I pinched it, it wasn't actually pinching, but they were stabbing the muscle. And then
the actual,
because they had like shaved off so much, so they were now stabbing it.
Lovely.
And then it got to the point where they were almost slipping now, and then that's when I hurt my back. Because again, anyone knows, like, I'm not even saying in general, this is what people don't understand. You don't need to be squatting heavy. Like, you don't need to be, for example, lifting what Ed lifts or lift what I lift. You just have to lift what's heavy for your body.
Yeah.
Where your body has to compress and all of that, and then it's under that compression is when shit hits the fan.
Funny enough, I've never hurt myself on a max attempt.
This also wasn't a max.
Yeah,
I was probably
never
at like
a max attempt.
I was probably at like 70%.
Yeah.
I was working my way up, and then because I was still at that time, because it was one of those where, and that was the thing which was so interesting. It was one of those where I was still doing a set of 5 reps. I felt it on the 3rd rep, and it was sort of like, ooh, okay, something's not right. Let me finish the next 2, finish them, but now I'm uncomfortable. And then it was that moment, the minute I racked, and the minute I put that bar
the compression
down,
goes off,
and I let go.
Yeah.
That's when my legs just gave.
Yeah. As soon as you let go of the brace.
The minute
hits
everything
the
could decompress.
Yeah, that's when.
Then my, I've snapped both my hips. The pain I never wish on anyone. Ooh.
Yeah.
Brian, if you did I'm gonna take a guess and say motorbikes.
Must have been. Snap a hip. Tore my pec on the max. I'm deadly afraid of tearing a pec, eh?
I would have slipped disc in the middle of my back, just laying in bed. If it does, we were saying, just laying in bed and you're stuffed.
Dude, I had to take like 2 giant ass pillows, put them under my knees, and like that's the only way I could sleep. And it was like that's the only position that was pain free. Everything else was excruciating.
Oh shit, Chad! I wasn't even watching. Okay, technically we're meant to be in this position now, but we can still enter when it gets above here as well. It would technically still be valid. My shoulder rotator cuffs are shot because of lifting heavy weights. I will say mine also were bad, but they did get better over time.
Yeah, it depends how much damage you've done. You can rehab those quite well.
Yeah, I did a very good rehab in them, and then basically that's why I think anyone knows, and I know Ed does it as well. Bro, there's no more just walking into the gym and throwing weights around. Nah, I will start with an empty bar and I'll warm up.
Those days are done.
My stretching and my warm up is so important now.
Yeah, I spend the first 20 minutes I'll be in there 20, 30 minutes. And like, Oaks like, oh, they walk in with me. They're like, oh, I'm done, I'm leaving. I'm like, dude, I only just now finished warming up.
Yeah. Tore my pec on the max. Ooh. Tore my bicep off deadlifting, worst thing. Yeah, bro, the bicep thing. Yeah, my MX bikes, but quad. Oh damn, pec tear is quite evil, bro. That was the thing I've always said to people. I mean, I've even said to Ed, when I was training, like I said, I've done everything to my body, and then pairing a pec, and it's like the one thing I've always thought I would have done, and I haven't, and I'm like, I know it's coming. It's gonna happen one day eventually.
Nah, I don't want that, eh?
But obviously the gym is slowed down, so
I would rather tear a bicep than tear a pec.
Yeah.
But bicep repairs are still quite nice. Pec repairs, those are cuck. We have not figured out how to do those properly yet.
Keeks, where's your EQ currently on gold? Mine is on 3250 level on 2G's indicator, but doesn't make sense to me.
Mine's also on 3250.
Yeah, so then let's just do it, bro. It's very easy to do it. You just take the high and the low of the previous day. It's 50%. So if you take your day, we mark it out, bang, bang. The EQ would be 3305. 3305.22. That's your EQ. I don't know why the indicator's off. We'll look into it. That is the 5 closed, ladies and gents. But it closed in it. It didn't close above it, so that will be a no trade for me. Don't think I ever walked in and thrown around, not gonna lie.
I used to do this thing back when I was young and had a fresh body. I'd put like 180 kilos in the bar. I was a personal trainer, so I was in the gym all day. I put 180 kilos in the bar, tuck it away in the corner, And then the rule was every time I walked past it, I had to do a deadlift with it. So I would like casually, I'm not even warmed up. I haven't been inside the gym for like 2 hours. Easy 180 did, walk away. If I even attempted to do that now, my freaking disc would shoot out of my back into the back wall.
Bro, but you know, it was always that thing, hey, when I was like, and I always said it was weird. Like, you obviously, I feel you get stronger as you get older. But there's a point it feels like it takes more effort.
Yeah, it takes way more effort.
So for example, when I say this, guys, like I remember when I was in school, I would be like 17, only like, let's say like 84, 85 kgs. And I would be like 6 in the morning before school at gym, deadlifting 240 for like reps. Now when I'm here, I'm stronger. I've got a way higher max, but when I'm going, even at 240 though, it feels like it takes a lot more effort to do it. And I'd be like, yo, how did I used to just rep these? Like, you're still doing the weight, but it's like in your head, you mentally like, I swear this used to feel lighter.
It used to feel good, comfortable. Now it's like, yes, guys, do I really have to do this now?
50 is 50, eh, Brian? Not all of us got there, bro. We were waiting for our retest. Dude, you guys sound 50 years old by the way you're talking about age.
It's not the chronological age.
It's our body's age.
It's how many gravel road miles I've put my body through is the problem.
Hey, but Chad, obviously time-wise, I'm not gonna take a trade yet now. I might see a little bit later if the little sneaky puff adder comes out, but I'm not gonna force anything. Ed, let's just see from your side, brother. Any closing?
Not Chad. I the only thing I'm doing today is investing on gold. I am in on 3 positions. One from 31.85 and then 2 with these recent pullbacks today. Do anticipate a little bit more of a bearish push on gold, so I might look at entering again around the monthly pivot / EQ. If we get down there and potentially even lower, but then for the rest of today, I suspect we're going to get a little bit of APA, little ass price action of a little up and down and up and down. So I don't think I'm going to be executing on anything unless we reach that level and my alarm goes off. Otherwise, yeah, your boy's an investor.
Hey, Kyle, bro, when I look at his stuff, I'm just like, what is this even, bro? I mean, looking at some of his weights, especially like, bro, when he's doing these leg days, like at that point, I'm not even, I always said this, like, we always talk about you don't have to lift heavy weight. Like, he lifts, I'm going to say, like, when I watch, especially his videos and that, it's like comfortable weights. But I'm like, bro, there's not a chance with legs like that you even feeling this. Like, there's some exercise he does, and I'm like, okay, that is stupid heavy. And then there's other stuff, and I'm like, you're either doing a lot of reps, or it just doesn't make sense. But he does a very nice control, stuff like that. But yeah, bro, he's a monster. I mean, the size he's at now, I think a lot of the time people misjudge it. He posts some photos and videos, and then he doesn't look like that big. And then he posts something where it's just a slightly different angle, and you see how big he is. And I mean, especially also when he posts his updates, and then you see his weight, and then you're like, wait, you look like that, and you weigh that. Then it's like, okay, shit, you're a big boy. Dude, he'll full stack everything and push 15 to 25 reps. Now he's a monster, bro. But he's definitely one of our best classic athletes. He honestly deserves it. Dude, you don't understand how massive this IQ is. Like, honestly, nah, bro, he's a brick shit house. But Chad, I think we're gonna leave it there. Again, we always talk about don't try force the trade, wait for price to come to you. And again, if there isn't a setup, we tried something, we were able to mitigate a very, very tight stop, just to say, hey, we tried it, didn't work out, and leave it there. But Chad, we're on the road to 18k subs, so please, before you go, make sure to drop a like, subscribe. The content, we have been keeping the content game strong lately, Chad, so I hope you guys are loving it. But we're gonna see you guys tomorrow. It is Friday, ending of the week. Obviously we got Benign back in office, or on stream, and I'll see Miles isn't here. I don't know if Chris will be here, so we might have Ed.
He said he might pop in.
Yeah, so otherwise I'll see probably Ed will be here with us. Awesome, boys, good to see you guys again. Much love, my brother. We'll chat soon. But yeah, Chad, as always, peace and love. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Adios, Chad.